Music, mosh pits, crowd surfing, stage diving. What might seem like chaos was really a joyful pandemonium. Going to concerts at the Huntridge Theater was something that united this tight-knit community in the 90s. Local photographer Mike Hill was there, camera in hand, in the sweat of it all.
This is Bad Religion in about 1993, The Offspring, Green Day. This is right at them coming off stage around 1994.
Then, just a teenager, Hill was an aspiring photographer, taking his camera to shows at the Huntridge to get experience in his craft and capture the community he loved. He had no idea what the future of this theater was and how his photos would stand the test of time.
Yeah, at the time I didn't really know that I was capturing something that was a piece of time. When you're young, you're living in that moment and you're really experiencing it, so time doesn't really seem that linear like that.
The Huntridge Theater opened in 1944 as a movie theater. It wasn't until 1992 when it became a live events hall and began hosting concerts. Its roof collapsed in 1995 during a sound check, and then it would reopen in 1996. In 2004, the theater went dark, closing for renovations only to never reopen again. After several failed attempts at restoring and reopening the theater, Dapper Companies, owned and spearheaded by Jay Dapper, bought the property in 2021 for the tune of $4 million. Dapper isn't just planning on revitalizing the theater, but he also wants to revitalize the Huntridge area as well. Finally, on April 7, 2023, the famous neon sign was turned on once again in a lighting ceremony, in which Hill's photos were on display inside the theater.
It's very refreshing to see it as a finished piece, having more people come back in here again, possibly even more memories being made for the next shows that happen here.
In a world without social media, Hill reminisces, remembering how different groups of kids who otherwise would have never met would come together at the Huntridge, and they were all there for a common interest.
So you'd bump into each other and then you'd be like, oh, we all like this. We're all here at the Huntridge, we all like this band. So as you went in there, even though you didn't know each other, there's a camaraderie.
Between being added to the city, state, and national registers of historic places, the Huntridge Theater is definitely a famous landmark of sorts. So much so that it was Hill's centerpiece of Las Vegas.
The way now that you look at Vegas, you see the Stratosphere. It's sort of this landmark that you kind of called center point. At that time when I was younger, the Huntridge was sort of that center point.
Here's to hopefully one day making new memories in this old building. As for Hill, he's thankful to have captured his memories and a slice of history.
It was great that I was here documenting some of this because at the time there wasn't cell phones, not that many people brought a camera in. So having them here now that I can look back and go, wow, I caught like this tiny sliver of history that maybe would have just disappeared if somebody wasn't documenting a little bit of it. As a whole, as a collected amount of images, it sort of tells one big story about 1993, 1994. They really show, the spirit of what was happening here in that era.